Right then, everyone, I think we're live. As I've said in the chat, sorry I'm a bit late, but by heck, there is so much prepping to do. More so than when I run trains. I've had a last minute dash to go downstairs to try and get all the glue and water and that. On the mainline is shouted whoa. Now, that's either presumed because something has gone wrong and my voice sounds like an alien, or because of the platforms. I'll have a guess at the platforms, but we'll get to know in a minute if my voice sounds proper. I mean, all the cameras are on mute, as far as I can tell. No, they're not. There was a problem. There was two problems. There was a problem that on the mainline was excited about the platforms, and also because I hadn't muted my laptop. What a fool. Right, laptop now muted, so let's actually get into the stream. So it's that time of the week again, isn't it, everyone? A Sunday afternoon, so it is time for another stream. Today we are doing some ballasting. We're going to be repairing all of this area, apart from this strip in the middle, which I'll talk about in a moment. We're going to be neatening up this area, and in fact taking away some of the ballast from this area before we later replace it. I don't know if I will actually remove it today. It just depends if I can avoid appearing on camera. Do remember to subscribe and like the stream if you are enjoying it and if you think you will enjoy it. And if you could share a video or two of mine with someone you know, then that would be most appreciated. So hello everyone and welcome back to another stream from my channel, HEMR Model Railway. Today we are, as I have already said, we're going to be ballasting and neatening up the station area. Do let me know in the chat if audio and video is all okay. It should be okay now. I've actually muted my laptop and it's not echoing all backwards and forwards all over the place. So can you hear me and can you see this stationary here? I presume you can because on the main line's already exclaimed. Do bear in mind that comments from the live chat take a while to come through to StreamYard. So if I don't see a comment immediately, then just wait patiently and I'll try and get back to you. But also, the feed from me actually speaking and going over to YouTube does have a bit of delay as well, so please just bear that in mind. Today's stream, as always, should be about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes long. Really, it just depends on what we get through today and if I can be bothered to carry on doing more ballasting, because I don't like ballasting. Put it that way, I don't like ballasting. In that ballasting video I made, I said... okay, in the thumbnail I said, okay, it's not enjoyable, but at least it's quick, and that's pretty much true. So we'll hopefully get through some good stuff today. I'm going to get my chair out, otherwise I'm going to be falling all over the place, because standing up... yeah, I started reading somebody's comment and forgot what I was saying then, because standing up all the time is, well, it's not pleasant. Used to have to do it in my brother's football, and it really was not nice, and I've just thrown something across the room. Right, I think the only way to solve that is by seeing you in 11 seconds after the intro. Right, you might remember the other week when I said to me the intro, at least on my side, sounds like it's been played back really fast. Well, I actually went and watched the last time I did a stream. I don't think I did one last week. I don't even think I put an announcement out. I was that busy, to be fair. But I went back and watched the stream where I said the intro sounds like it's played back really fast. And on YouTube side, at least after the video has finished processing, it hadn't, played back fast. It must just be on my end. So far we have Farming Fans Trains. Thank you very much for joining. We have On the Main Line, and we have the Model Shed, who's in the car watching. That's dedication. On the Main Line said, what scenery dropped on your layout? A bomb made of blood, sweat and tears. Yeah, I'll just put it that way. And you've also said, do you know if you put the 2x3... if you paint the 2x3 Lego bricks grey and stick them next to the track, they can look like electrical boxes? No, I didn't know that. I shall have to have a look at that. I presume you've tried that? But anyway, we are doing some ballasting today, and we kick it off by you watching me do some riveting glue mixing. This is the worst camera, which is why I've just plonked here with all this stuff. Put it that way, because, well, not going to use my best camera on the supplies part. I don't know why I put this camera on, to be fair, but I put it on anyway. So I'm going to put some glue in here in a 50-50 mix, roughly. I've just realised I'm actually been, that looks like someone's done something in there. That's not very nice. Yes, George, it's called modelling on a budget, lol. I'm certainly on a budget. Not too much of a budget, but not as much as, you know, some people. Right, let's dump some glue in there. I could have measured this out, but honestly, I can't be bothered. You have seen in the chat I did lots and lots of preparation for all this stream. If you're in the chat before the stream, you should still be able to see it, I'd imagine. So it's 50-50 mix of glue and water, like I did in my showed you in my ballasting video. A drop of washing up liquid as well. Sort of looks like mozzarella when it's in there. Wouldn't like to eat glue though, that'd be not fun. So 50-50 mix of glue and water. If you make too much, like I always do, you can either pour it into a, you know, a sealable container, or you can just chuck some cling film over it and it'll keep it, you know, if you wrap it well enough, it'll keep it like that for a good month or so. You don't want it too watery, you want it all mixed in. If it's too gluey, if it's too thick, then just put some water in it. If it's too watery, just chuck some more glue in it. Now what you don't want is big blobs like that. So we might be sat here mixing it for a while, which is not good. So can't really do anything else while I'm mixing. But it normally doesn't take too long, maybe 2 or 3 minutes just to get all the glue dissolved, I guess. And mixed in. I have also got some updates later today telling you what I've been doing on the layout this week. What I've been doing for the past few weeks. I can't remember the last time I did a stream. 2 weeks ago? I don't think I did one last week. Or I might have done. It might have been the week before I was busy. But that is getting less and less lumpy, and that's why you do it on a towel so you don't slosh glue everywhere. Even though I just did. It's getting less lumpy. You just don't want it to get stuck in your syringe or your pipette or whatever. I just use this. It's for giving kids medicine. We don't use anymore. Do need to build some sort of table in the loft, because once this is all sceneried over, if I'm doing work on the layout, I can't just be sticking stuff down there. I need to really get rid of all the tools that are up here. On the mainline says, have you tried biltong? What's that? Like beef jerky? Tried it for the first time today. Absolutely loved it. No, but I've had pork scratchings. They're nice. By the way, on the mainline, this is something I meant to ask you a while ago. How's your every popular liveried 66 collection coming on? I know you had like 4. How's the rest of it coming on? Because you said you needed, I can't remember what it was. You need coalesce rail freight and direct rail services, you said last time. Just thought occurred to me. I meant to ask you a few weeks ago. But obviously I haven't been here for a few weeks. Well, I think that's just about right, is that? It's not lumpy anymore. Not lumpy, really. In fact, I don't think it is lumpy anymore. Even right at the bottom. I'd always suggest, you know, don't stick your thing all the way in. Do it with the other hand. Don't stick your thing all the way in. Just get it off the surface, and then if there is any lumps, then it's not going to cause any more problems. I'm going to add a little bit more glue to that, simply because I don't want it too watery. That'll be alright. If it's too watery, then it just might not stick down as strong. Which I suppose is good if you want to chisel any bits off. So, I'm probably not going to be using these stones. I can't remember which, because when I chisel all my stuff off, I just suck it off with my dustbuster and then chuck it back into the container. But the downside is you get all the stuck bits of ballast that are stuck together, and it's not very good. This is taking longer than I expected. Kurt has said I got some new stuff to do with the shed and storage today. I need some new storage. My 2 4-drawer B&M containers are getting a bit full. Might have to be a trip to B&M at some point because, yeah, especially with all my ballasting stuff and all my scenery stuff that I can't put on the layout quite yet, it's getting pretty full. Especially my spares and electrical drawer, that's just getting overflowed. And obviously all this, I haven't got anywhere to put it. It's been down where my chair normally is, so my chair's just been strewn about. So really could do with getting some more form of storage. Right, I think that's well mixed enough. So first thing to do is obviously lay the ballast. So we'll leave that over there for a moment. And we'll go back over. We've got 3 cameras today. We've got the main one. Then we've got the one from the other end. Hello. And then we've got one over there as well. So I probably won't have all 3 cameras on. Because I don't want all 3 cameras on because I don't want this one, the supplies camera, to be on all the time. So if I just donk that, then I can have 2 there. I'll probably just switch between one or the other. So, but we'll stick with this one for now. Wait, George, you've got the plastic drawers. Yes, I'll show you them later if I remember. On the main list says he's got Phosphate, Colas Freight. Oh yeah, you've already got Colas. Colas Freightliner, EWS, GBRF Bree wants. DB Schenker, Direct Rail Services. I quite like the Direct Rail Services one. Oh yeah, British Rail. Yeah, they did do a British Railways one, didn't they? And a couple of special livery ones. It was just entered the spare bedroom. Doesn't really matter. I've just remembered my new loft hatch. I haven't shut it. I should probably shut it. So I shall shut that. Hello, Ben. My brother's come to spy on me. Am I doing my ballasting properly, Ben? Right. Ben has come to spy on me, apparently. He hasn't really. Let's actually move that. Right, so that's shut now. Nobody will shout at me for letting all the heat in. Kurt says he has the same. Nice. Biltong is a form of dried cod meat that originated in South African countries, mostly beef, but you get shark, fish, and vegan ones. So it's just dried cabbage if it's vegan. I can imagine that being untasty. Right, enough about biltong. Let us do some ballasting. So I am leaving this strip here in the middle just because I don't want the station and the tracks in the station to be completely grey stone. This is going to be a grassy area in the middle just to break up the greyness of the station, because this isn't having a canopy over it. It's pretty much just going to stay like this and have some bridges over it, to be fair. And some passengers and a couple of station buildings and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty much staying like that. So I thought I just had a strip of green down this area to just, you know, break it up a bit. Right, so now I need to remember. Okay. So my unglued bits of ballast are in the jug and my other ones are in the pot or the tub. So, right, that's okay. This is my good ballast that hasn't been all glued together. Right, so we want stones, and that's all we need for now. I'll make sure I don't show myself on camera. Let's get the mouse ready in case I do. Right, so I don't know if I can chisel this off from here. Remember when I said I needed to lower the height of the ballast? Now, I'm not sure. I ideally need to do this now, but I don't know where my chisel is, and I don't know where my hammer is either. So what I think we'll do is we'll start on this bit, and then we can have a break. I'll have 30 seconds, and I'll go pop down and get my hammer and my chisel. And then over on the top here, I will chisel that after I've done the bottom bit, because the bottom bit doesn't need chiseling. The bottom bit's already been lowered. And this one over here, Yeah, I'll get my hammer and my chisel and I'll do that, and then yeah, I'll do that now. You have a pet mouse? Ah, funny. I did think, is my cat like mewing and I can't hear her or something. But anyway, so now it's just a case of putting the stones down. If I come in over the top here, can the camera see me? No, so I can lean quite far over without the camera seeing me. Right, that's good. So, I just need to be careful not to glue the point shut, because that is bad, trust me. And I need to fill in this area along the top. So, let's give that a go. Let's get the bit of wood that's somehow found itself into there. That's always fun. Watch out, Jaden is on one of them days. I know. Right, so I'll start from the other end, because why not? I'll start from this end, and I'll fill that little bit in there as well. So let's have a crack at this. In fact, I might just... don't know how I'm going to do this. My chair's in the way for a start. Not much progress might be made in this video because it's very, very difficult doing this on camera. Don't know why I decided to do a stream on it because it's the most boring thing ever. But yeah. And if you can't see anything at any point, then yeah, they're all the lumpy bits. Alright, just chuck them back each jug, it'll be alright. Right, let's try again. I'm just going to try and scoop some of this bad stone stuff out. George, what locos do you want to get next? Now 3 locos have gone. Funny enough, I want to replace the ones I've just sold. Well, no, that's not true. I want to get a better 47 than the Virgin one, because the Virgin one I had was frankly awful. So I want to get a Virgin one. I want to get a new class 47, a GBRF one. Not like just a blue GBRF, just a BR Blue 47 that says GBRF on the side. Yeah, I'll show you a picture later if I can find one. I want to get another 66 and I want to get a 37. I'm getting a steam engine for Christmas. And then after that, probably a P2, because you can get them for like 89 quid on Athens, which is, well, let's face it, a bargain. Still a load of rocky bits. On the mainline likes this camera angle. I shall put it in a running stream next time then. I'm just going to spread this ballast out a bit because oh, well, that's yeah, just chuck a tub in front of the camera, George. That's a good idea. I've no idea how much progress we'll make today. I'd like to do this entire section, but whether that's going to happen or not just entirely depends. Right, I want this area to be relatively flat. Because after the station, hopefully, it will just transition into grass. Oh, Nyla's got a new puppy. Nice. Is it a Dalmatian? I don't know why I thought Dalmatian was the first dog you might get. For a laugh, probably. Bit too much ballast, that. All this area I'm filling in is where I've had to chisel ballast away to fit the platform in. To get my vac. Where's my vac? Let's try that area again, because that completely failed. Kurt says, I have a plan on what I'm going to spend my money on. A HEMR 66, not sure what one. Next, I'm going to buy some locos from my cousin January time. I also want to get parts from my broken locos, and then the list could go on. Yeah, I've got a list of about 40 engines I want to get over. Well, let's face it, a very long time. I'm not going to worry about putting too much ballast on it. I can always very, very carefully vac it off, much to the annoyance of the people watching. I could read you my list. Might not be advisable to do it when my phone's running in the middle of a stream though. I think this top area is looking better already. There. By the way, do you know I said my friend's dad, William's dad, if you remember him, was giving me an old laptop? Yeah, he gave me a laptop, but it's not quite beefy enough to run OBS. So what he's doing instead is he's preparing a desktop for me instead. So I'll be able to run OBS very, very shortly and get some proper good streaming quality. I know this is far too much ballast, but you know, you can take it away at least before you've glued it. Now I'm going to put the rest of this on by hand because the camera is in the way. So I'm just going to sprinkle it on instead. I probably should have sprinkled it on anyway instead of doing it with jug. The jug's for more like bulk ballasting on straights and that. In fact, sprinkling it on is much easier. Note to self: be lazy. No, don't be lazy and do it with your fingers. Yeah, that looks much better already. Just doing it by hand. Yeah, PC's better than a laptop. Yeah. No, lol, it's a caramel German Shepherd. What, you mean like it's a model of a German Shepherd in caramel, or do you mean that's the colour of it? German Shepherds are supposed to be quite vicious, aren't they? Has it tried to bite one of your trains in half yet? Some of it. Oh, right, I've missed half the comments. On the main line wants 50 more 66s. I mean, you might as well go for 66 at that point. Some A4, some A3s, 3 or so 37s. On the main line says some of it's just not all. That's a little bit of a stereotype. I didn't know confectionery German Shepherds could be vicious. Well, I'm learning things today. Kurt says, does anyone know? Do you know anyone looking for a HEMR 33? I'd have a 33 if it was in West Coast Railway livery. I'd snap it off you. Well, like that caramel German Shepherd I've just mentioned, but it's the BR Blue one. It's like the European one, isn't it, as well? It's got the European style couplings on it, which is kind of interesting. Well, I think that pass over with the vac made it look a lot better. If you notice I'm in a bit slack today, it's probably because I am. Because, well, a busy week and I'm tired. And I've been running around like a madman for the past 40 minutes trying to set this thing up. So if I seem a bit slack and, like, generally not as, you know, focused on getting a good production quality as normal, it's probably because I am. But nonetheless, I am cracking jokes here, aren't I? So, can't be that bad. Right, as always when I ballast, I always make the mistake of getting stones in the middle of the track and I have to spend 4 years chiselling them off. So I just need to make sure that stones aren't going to creep their way onto the track like they did there. I'll just nudge them back over that side. I could build a tool for this, but I'm sick of building platforms, if I'm honest. That's for somebody who chose DT as well. That's a bit unusual, isn't it, that I don't like building things. Well, I do like building things. Just had to rebuild one of the platforms again, and that took a long time. On the name I said it's a German Shepherd, but its coat is caramel coloured, not tan, with bits of white on its belly. What? Has it gone mouldy and somebody's poured caramel coat, giving it a caramel coat? That's a bit cruel. Maybe you should ring RSPCA up about that. Maybe you should give him a ring up. Kurt had his COVID-19 jab on Thursday and he passed out. Oh. I was fine with mine. My arm just hurt. Thanks, Kurt. I built them myself. You know, epic DT man over here. Right, I think we're more or less done with the stones. I think that looks a lot better already. Right, so now we want water. Right, I'll have to be careful not to get this water on my platforms. So, I'm going to have to be extremely careful and only do small squirts. I'm sure there's a joke to be found somewhere in there. But I want very, very, very light dribbles. In fact, I'm not even spraying. I'm just dribbling it on from this bottle. Otherwise, yeah, like that. Otherwise, if I get water on my platforms, then little light grey spots appear. And then, yeah, I have to paint it again. I'm going to have to be extremely careful here. Because if I get water on my platforms, like, I was coming upstairs to check that I think this platform fit. Because up there, I've had to cut a notch in the end. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can. You can see that fits around that joist there. I had to cut a notch in there, and we're up and down about 17 times, making sure that notch would fit around there to make the whole platform straight. Yeah, so I was doing that, and then of course it'd been a sunny day until I came upstairs for the 7th time. It rained, excuse me, and then by the time I got downstairs it had stopped raining. It was only a light shower, but all the other 2 platforms were covered because they'd been fully painted. Apart from the white line, they were fully painted in grey, but then you could see where the rain had hit them, they'd gone like a light grey colour, so you'd just have it was like a Dalmatian. It was grey, but with like lighter grey spots all the way along it, and I had to paint it again, and it were a massive pain. So that's why I'm literally just dribbling this on. In fact, I could probably buy a pipette and do it like that instead, but it's in here now. Thankfully, it's not done that at the end, because I only got it on a tiny little bit. But I do want it to be fairly well doused. I only need a drop, because then with the washing up liquid it runs. I'm going to sit down for this. I love DT. Nice. No, George, they're quite rare, probably why you haven't heard of it until now. How long can I carry on cracking this terrible and frankly already dead joke? I could have ballasted it all at once and glued it all at once, but to be honest, I probably wouldn't have finished it then. At least I can finish little sections doing it this way. Well, I think it's working. Just about. If I rest my hand on the platform, then I can get water on it, but then I know I won't lift it up above the height of the platform. Which means I know I won't get it wet and I won't get blobs all over it. speaking of which, I just got blobs all over it. We might be on OBS next week, by the way. Hopefully on OBS before or just after the new year. I was thinking the other day, there's not many for Tuesdays left, is there? That's the thing. Shall I Google? Shall I have a Google? How many Tuesdays are left before New Year? No, that's 022. We're going a bit far back there. 7 weeks to go. So there's only 7 more main Tuesday videos for me. So, 7 more main videos. And then, as usual, or as I did last year, I will take my winter break. Because I think I had like the 12th of December till like the 12th of January. So I had a month off from making videos. I am going to do the same this year. So as I did last year, I'll do my Christmas special live stream. And then after that, there'll be no more videos until we're into the new year. Although, being that I said in my Christmas live special last year, I said this will be my last production until the new year. And then what do you believe? Bronson only comes and comes. Bronson only goes and comes through my local station. So I thought, well, I told them a bit of a fib here, didn't I? Speaking of which, there hasn't been many tours through my local station recently. It's been quite disappointing. I mean, there's obviously freight every day, but it's not worth making a journey in this cold and wet weather. I thought Duchess of Sutherland were coming through other week, and I thought, oh, that'll be lovely, will that? And then, what do you bet? No, it didn't. On the main line, I'm on it says he's on crutches and leg in a boot. What have you done? Have you broke your leg? Can't get into the loft, which equals probably not lots of videos for a while. Oh dear. Sorry to hear that. And you said OBS. What? Did I say OSB accidentally? Yeah, OBS. Open Broadcaster Software, I think. As far as I'm aware. Oh, blast, I've got water on the platform. I suppose it's alright. I suppose it gives it a weathered texture. I'm alright with that. At least a little bit. It's only a little bit. You probably won't even notice it, to be fair. Yeah. You can't even really notice it that much. Oh, blast, I've just kicked the tripod. I've just kicked the tripod. Broken leg and toe. You tried to play football with a rock. Ah. That's not good. Anyway. Sorry, just drop a Top Gear meme there. Right, so that's a slight incident there. I can always touch it up because I don't know if you can see over this end. There's a big crack between the two platforms because I've had to make this platform again. And because I'd used up all the wood, camera, thank you. Because I'd used all of the wood, we had to make it out of 2 pieces. Because the piece we had left wasn't long enough, so we've had to sort of screw them together. And then what I'll do is I'll filler over this gap, and then I'll sand it flat, and then I'll paint it grey again. So while I do that, I can do that other bit at the end. Although, to be fair, I can't. Oh, it's there. You probably won't even be able to notice it when it's fully dry. OBS is Open Broadcaster Software. It's free. I think it's made by volunteers, which would explain why it's free. So yeah. Right, I think we're ready for gluing now. Give it a little mix. I'll get the pot of joy over here. Put it on the towel. Safety first, kids. Don't get glue all over your track. Now, I've had problems with it leaking through the holes. I've had to drill a load of holes in here to get the power feed through to be underneath the baseboard. Let me switch to this camera for a second. Oh, well, that's done a really good job of capturing everything. There. Yeah. Alright, so all my sellotape's still there to stop it dribbling through. If it dribbles through, it's not really much of a problem. It just makes a bit of a mess. So, yeah, it don't matter. I pump it through full with hot glue if I had a hole there, but obviously I've already covered the hole with ballast. Oh well. On the main line says he found a big rock about a foot in diameter. Good size for kicking it, you know, foot size. And I thought it would be fun to play football with it. I broke my left leg and toe and got airlifted. Oh, she had a free ride in a helicopter. Nice. Moral of the story. Not don't kick rocks. Just if you want a free airlift, break your foot by kicking a rock. Sounds fun. Oh yeah, you said you have a custom URL. Yeah, you will do. What is it? On the mainline, youtube.com/on the mainline like 66 is too much.co.uk. Mine is, because when you get to 100 subs, you get a custom URL. Mine is youtube.com/Highbrook End Model Railway. So it's just youtube.com/ the literal name of the channel. So, yeah, I don't know if I actually told you that. Mine to done. Thankfully, despite me having to be very liberal with the amount of water I put on the stones to avoid getting it on my platforms, it seems that I've applied enough water for the glue to successfully run between the stones. Probably the fact that I've added probably too much water. I've added too much water, or started with too much water. I do recommend these medicine things because they're quite accurate. Saves you buying a pipette, saves you washing a pipette out because pipettes are not exactly easy to wash out. I will put plenty of glue on because I'm sick of. I've got like probably 4 kilograms of stones on the floor of this loft. Damn it, I should have done that. In yours is youtube.com/on the mainline. You don't have to include the C if you want. You can. When I was updating my websites earlier, you can literally just remove the C and put youtube.com/ your custom URL. You don't technically have to include the C. I didn't when I was doing my website earlier. If I ever get a chance in this stream to just have a break and talk about what I've been doing this week, my little updates I have to talk about each week, then I'll show you the website. Just depends if I have time. I tell you what, I'll save all my updates for next week when we're doing a normal running train stream and I'm not concentrating, but also simultaneously trying to get as much work done as possible, whilst also trying to entertain you, the viewers. So I'll save my updates for next week and I'll just crack on with this and we can just have a leisurely chat. Because to be fair, I ain't got the energy to be doing loads of talks about different things. I'm knackered. Get me a custard cream and a cup of tea and I'll be alright for next week. Oh, really? Yeah. Seems that that's the link YouTube gives you, at least. It includes a C, but you don't have to include the C. Try it. youtube.com/Highbrook End Model Railway. Should just work. Did for me. Oh, God, I've just put glue over the point. Crying out loud. I've just glued the point. Christ's sake. Again. I did that with the one over there and had to ram it over to unstick it. For Pete's sake. What a useless fool. Well, I'll just have to, oh, the glue seems to have sort of soaked into the board a bit. Ah, it'd be alright. It'd be alright in morning, as people from Yorkshire say. My custom URL is just on the mainline bit instead of random numbers and letters. Yeah, it doesn't even matter if you do random capitals, I don't think. I'll do that stupid Roblox Year 7, Roblox 7-year-old thing where every alternate letter's a capital. I don't think you can have you can't have capitals in URLs. Yeah, it don't. You put random capitals in, and it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever, to be fair. So I guess that's good. Flick the point just to shove some of the stones out of the way. Ditto on the other side. Consider it done. Open it to stop the stones from going. Right, that's that side done. Reet. Magical mozzarella bowl over this side. And it's ballasting time again. Where's my jug? Here. Right, now we've got to do this side, of which I can't see very well and don't particularly want to appear on camera, so if I can't do it on stream then I won't bother. But I should, how far can I, oh, I can actually lean really far over without the camera seeing me. Oh yeah, I can go further than I need to go. Online says I've got to go. See you later, maybe if not. Next week's next video. Stay safe, take care. Thanks for streaming. Goodbye. Thanks for joining, Jaden. Nice to see you here. Hope to see you again shortly. Get well soon with your leg. Maybe break your other one so you get another free helicopter ride. But yeah, hopefully see you this stream. If not, I will see you shortly. I'll see you on Tuesday. Right, so take care and I'll see you later. Right, we're just filling in this other side. Still not appearing on camera? No, I'm not. That's good. I think the other side was worse for not having stones where they should have been. Got water on the other platform now as well. Although, now that's interesting. On the platform over here, where I spilt water and it went a lighter colour, now that it's dried, I can't actually tell where it's went. Where I'd spilt the water. So maybe once it dries, it's not noticeable. That's odd. That didn't happen with my platforms when it rained outside. That's peculiar. That's very peculiar. Right, I think we're almost ready for gluing again on this side. Just flatten everything out again. Kurt, you said if I did a you're on about if you did a live stream or if I did a live stream. I'd join. I've got what else to do, really. Apart from sitting and watching YouTube, and if I'm doing that, then I might as well watch you. Me. Yeah, I'll join. Go ahead. I will. Yeah, I'll come. I'll come join. Jaden said he might join later. I doubt he's going to be doing stuff all evening until he goes to bed. So, yeah, I'll come. Certainly. You've lost the house key. Oh dear. That doesn't sound good. Probably putting too much stones on here, but I can vac them up and get it all neater. I'm starting to think, actually, while I've just been silently putting stones on, this actually might take 48 hours now, instead of 24 hours to fully cure and dry like before, because before when I was ballasting, it was middle of summer, it was really warm up here. And obviously heat equals curing time is faster. So I'm thinking this might actually take a lot longer to cure. It's not resin, is it, to dry? It's not resin. I don't have to be too careful about getting it completely gap free on this side, because unless you actually, you know, stick your head over like that, nobody's actually going to see it. But I'm still going to make sure it looks alright. Once I vac over it, the stones will fall into place. Right, I'm going to give it a pass over with the vac. Starting to run out of stones. I'm just going to switch over to the other camera because I really need to be able to see what I'm doing, and to see what I'm doing I have to get my head in the way of the camera. So I'll switch over to the other camera momentarily, just while I vac it, just so I know I'm not going to appear on camera and so I can get it right, because I don't want to have to be doing things again after the stream, otherwise there's really just no point in doing it, is there? So I'll get this camera on by itself. And I'll get back in as quick as I can, and then I'll put the camera back. Well, I think that's worked a treat. Yeah, I think that's worked pretty well. I've been a bit overzealous with the racking in that area there. That just needs a little bit of a thingy there. And at the end I slipped, so that's come off a bit too much. Got a bit thin at the end. Not to worry. At least I can redistribute it while it's not glued. I think it does look a lot better now that it's not got gaps of ballast between the platform and the track. It'll look a lot better just when I've got some grass to put on there, I'd imagine. Right, that looks alright there. And pat this area down a little bit. Right, I think we're ready for gluing again. So, where are we? Water. I think I shall do this bit and then call it a day, because I've just been thinking, to do this bit properly without having to do it again, I have to chisel the height off that bit, because you remember I did this bit with the ballast spreader and did this bit with the jug. Although I did all this with the ballast spreader, but then I chiselled this away first. I just remembered I will have to take the height off that strip, take the height off the bits closest to the track in the middle, and then take the height off that bit, which will not only be really difficult off camera, even more difficult on camera. What I've got to do is I have to, lean over, and I'm not moving cameras around in the middle of stream. Plus, if I do it on stream and, I'm not paying attention, then not only do I have to take some more stones off before I start again after the stream, I have to then put it on again. So I don't want to risk not doing it right and then having to do it again after the stream. So I think what I'll do is I will finish this bit, glue that bit, and then I'll call it a day, because I really don't want to have to start faffing about with that in the middle of the stream. Especially with the hammer and chisel, which is not exactly pleasant. So I think I'll get this bit done with, and then I will where's my screwdriver, and then I will call it a day. Just got to poke the stones out from the points, which I nearly have done. Some stones have got stuck. Wonderful. Right, I think we're alright for gluing at that end. I'll check this end, which is certainly not alright for gluing. That's actually concerning how much stones are there. I'm aware you can't really see this. Ah, that's sorted it. That hasn't, that's just got it stuck. And I'll probably fill that with static grass or just paint that area grey where I can't get the stones in. Right, I think we're all ready. Flick of the point. Flick of the point. Right, water now. Let's not get it all over the platforms. Which so far are actually succeeding. That's slightly unbelievable. I have just remembered I don't have to butt it right up against the edge of the platform. I can sort of spray, although I am only trying to spray the bit at the platform side of the track, I can actually get the bit sort of in the middle wet as well. It's not going to hurt it. Because previously I've just been aiming for this tiny little strip between the end of the rail and the platform, but if I get sort of the middle bit wet, it doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, I don't know why I just I could be a bit less accurate, but also do it quicker. Not that it matters, because I don't know if does water dissolve PVA. I mean, if it does, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to be removed anyway. Does water dissolve PVA? Yeah, water soluble. I don't think it really matters either way. It's not going to, it's not like I'm gluing something together that's going to be part of a kid's truck that's going to be bounced around all over the place. I'll just make sure I put glue on every bit that I've got wet rather than just this tiny bit here. So I'll re-glue every bit I get wet just to be on the safe side. I probably shouldn't have glued this bit at all, to be fair, but I'm not really bothered. And I've also just learned that PVA stands for polyvinyl alcohol. Which I did not know until I googled it. Well, not googled what it meant, but just said polyvinyl alcohol soluble in water. Glue. Right, off we pop again with glue. Put it over that side. I'm going to sit down because gluing. Pete, thank you very much for joining. Evening, sorry I'm late. No, that's absolutely fine. You've joined us at the most riveting part of gluing the ballast, so that's fine. Don't worry about being late. There's nothing really about being late. I guess you can't be late because it's not like it's not something that you have to go to, is it? Which is why I always say with my streams, isn't it? If you don't want to come, don't. If you're busy, obviously you're busy. But you know what I always say. Hopefully, even though some of the already ballasted ballast has got wet, hopefully this glue will dribble over to the bit that's got wet as well. So if it does become unstuck, then hopefully the glue dribbling over will stick it again. Because certainly along this side, it's certainly migrating over. I like your comment you put on my Tuesday video, by the way, Pete. I enjoyed that Top Gear style one. Can't remember what it was. It was George says it's an open opening. George says hello to a lamp, and then it was something else. But I enjoyed reading that. It was quite funny. Well, it was funny, not quite funny. It was very funny. This medicine dispenser can hold 5 millilitres, but it's amazing how far 5 millilitres will go. I think we started from about here. We'll see how far it can go. At least on this little strip, it'll probably only go half as far on a full, full across the track width. But it's quite surprising how far that's gone. Yeah, it's gone that far. That's quite big. Quite a long distance, which is, I guess, it's good because I don't want to have to buy loads of PVA. £8 for a litre, or I could have bought like a 10-litre bottle for £18 or something. But I just didn't bother. I just bought it off Amazon. You know, I could have bought a 25 or a 10 litre one from Screwfix, for probably a lot cheaper than what 1 litre was going for, in terms of price or pounds per litre. But I thought, no, if I don't hit the 20 quid limit on Amazon, then you have to pay for postage. So I thought, nah, I'll just pay 8 quid and maybe have to order some new stuff. Although I have got about half a bottle left, which is probably good enough to do the other side and a bit of siding at least. I will make sure I've put glue on the bits that I accidentally got wet earlier. I did like it, Pete. Thank you very much for that. That, yeah, it was very, very funny. There's a hair. I don't know how that's ended up there. Kurt's back. Hello, Kurt. Thank you for popping in again. And just make sure I've glued inwards so that if the water has dissolved the PVA, which I think it has because I could see some white stuff emerging, then it'll hopefully re-glue it back in. And also, any loose stones will get glued down as well. Like those two, they are really quite prominent loose stones. Let's chug you down there. Might have to do a little bit more chiseling. Doesn't really matter. Right, I think I've glued it all unless I've missed a spot. I'm going to put a bit more on. Looks more white on the sleepers. It must have leaked quite badly. Let's go from here again. Make sure we get it on the stones. Yeah, now that it's seeped off onto the other bit that got wet, it's staying white now on these stones. Very soon, by the way, I'll have enough controllers to run every area of my layout. Now, I bought two 902s, two 902 Hornby circuit consoles off eBay. One of them worked absolutely fine. One of them didn't work, but I managed to get working, and now it's just a sort of half or full wave or boost switch, as viewers of this channel know I call it. It's just that needs sorting out, and my granddad's going to come and help me sort that out because it's a very, very puzzling switch design. It's got bits of, you know, copper sheet everywhere, and, you know, you think a bit of copper's a contact, and it's actually not. It's just a spring for whatever reason. I mean, just use a spring, but whatever. So one of them works. I could wire it in, but I've got a specific order. I want to have the controllers in my controller drawer in, and I don't want to wire something in and get it all nice before I realise, oh wait, I actually wanted that one there. So I don't want to risk that. So I'm waiting until they're all done, and I can decide the final position for the controls for the best optimization, because obviously I want the taller, wider, thicker controls at the back and the shorter, thinner ones at the front. So obviously if I have the big ones at the front, I don't want to be reaching over the big ones to get to the small ones. So for example, my homemade one, that'll probably go in at the front. The one with the thermal cutout issues, that'll be going to the front. And then the big 900 and the bank of two 902s that plug into the side of it, they'll go at the back, so they're my biggest. And then the safety miner will go probably at the front, because that's got a nice curved back that you can easily reach over with. I have spilt glue again, twice. However, that is interesting. Over here, you might remember I said earlier, over there was like a white splodge where I'd put the glue on and then wiped it off. That's now gone. The one over here where I spilt it has now gone. I presume this one will go, and I presume this one over here will go as well. So that's interesting. Maybe I wouldn't have had to repaint them if I'd have just, left it and let it to dry. That's good to know for future. Maybe I don't have to be quite so careful. Right, I think we're going to leave it there for today, everyone. Because, like I said earlier, I think a couple of people weren't here when I said it earlier. What I don't want to have to do is go downstairs and get my hammer and my chisel and then start banging over here, because if I start banging over here, that means I've got to reposition that camera, potentially turn off all my cameras and just leave you with the rubbish camera showing you the things. Because I don't want to, I don't like ending streams before I said they would end, but really without a lot of effort there isn't anything I can really do, because this is all glued, there's no neatening up I can do here. I don't want to have to glue stones in the gaps over here and then potentially chisel them all off again, because you remember when I said this needs neatening up, the level of the ballast is actually above the level of the rails. So yeah, so before I can glue stones down, stones need taking off in that area, because all it would be is it'd be me gluing stones down, and then after the stream it would be, checking stones up, when I might as well just check them off so it's right, so I can glue it down, not gluing stones down when it's wrong and then removing them later, because then I'd have even more stuff to do later. So I think I'm going to leave it there. This area certainly looks a lot better now. I'm very happy with how that looks. Obviously it's got glue all over it. It looks better on camera than it does here, but there's no gaps apart from this strip down here, but that's where the grass is going to be. But yeah, Mod Railway Legend, no, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry. Good evening to you. Thank you very much. I made them myself. And I've just chucked these random bits all over the place. I just thought I'll chuck them on, just to break up the platforms a bit. But yeah, they'll probably end up in a siding somewhere. This blob over here that I put glue onto accidentally, that's pretty much almost gone. I can barely tell where it is now. So I guess the glue does dry on the paint and becomes invisible. Kurt said, guys, if you want to stream, hop onto my channel in a few minutes. Yep, I certainly will, Kurt. I shall be watching you while I pack up the loft. I might not be able to go on for the full duration because I'm having tea in probably about 20 minutes, but I'll certainly watch your stream for as long as you can. I'll try and join back on after my tea as well. Right then, everyone, I think I am indeed going to leave it there for today. Certainly looks better. In fact, over here you can't even tell there's a gap for the way the camera is. But yeah, I think it definitely looks better. If I tilt it, can you see that there's a gap? No, not really. No, you can't. Anyway, that's fine. So, I'd just like to say thank you everyone for watching today's Sunday stream. It really has been lovely reading all of your questions and your comments in the live chat, and thank you all very much for your messages, as they are the favourite part, or my favourite part I should say, of these live streams. It is just the fact that I am live, I can see comments coming in live, and especially when I can, have a chat with you all, and really, especially when I am, running trains and I can get requests off you, that is really why I do enjoy these streams. I will hopefully see you on Tuesday for another video, and that video will be a running session because I haven't done one in a while. I think there's 7 Tuesdays left before the end of this year. Probably 3 of those will come in the middle of my Christmas break, because as I said earlier, I normally have a Christmas break from around the 10th of December to between the 10th and the 20th of January. So maybe, I think there's 4 more Tuesday videos. It just depends when I can fit everything in. So potentially 4, maybe 5 Tuesday videos. 2 of those will be running sessions just to round off the year. So I'll be able to do one, and then I'll be able to do another using the full capabilities of my layout when I've got those other two controllers sorted. So that's two. One of them will probably be an overall review of 2020. One of my live streams will be a Christmas special, and then the other video I'll just have to decide what it is. Now, I have decided when I talked about I was making like a documentary type video called The Muddy Mess of Model Railways Today. I've postponed that until next year, and depending on how much work I can be bothered to do over my Christmas break, then I will make that the first video of 2022. Maybe. Just depends what else I'm doing and what other work I can do. Anyway, do remember to subscribe and like the stream if you enjoyed it, and if you could share a video or two of mine to someone or a channel to someone you know then might appreciate my videos, then that does help out a lot. Thank you all once again for watching the stream. It's been great to have you here, and I do hope to see you all again very, very soon. So, unfortunately, the last thing I have to say to end these streams on a Sunday is take care of yourselves, everyone, and bye for now. Yeah, that went well, didn't it? Actually pressed the right button. Right, I'll try that again. So the last thing for me to say, everyone, is take care of yourselves and bye for now. Let's see if I can actually press the right button. See you on Tuesday.